Heroin use in the United States has nearly tripled since 2003, according to a new UN report. We've been following one man's struggle to break free from heroin's deadly grip. And tonight, correspondent DeMarco Morgan and producer Jonathan Blakely continue our series, In the Shadow of Death, Jason's Journey.
Over the past 3 days, what's in your system? Like, what
have I done?
Yeah.
Heroin, Klonopins, Xanax, cocaine, crack.
We met Jason Emerald the day before he entered rehab.
I just did some heroin and I'm very, very high.
He was on a drug binge. It lasted all day and into the night.
What are you gonna say?
We watched as he shot up multiple times, nodded in and out, and snorted pills.
What's up? You ready to do this?
Later that night, his best friend Mike Duggan picked him up to take him to rehab. Duggan is a recovering addict who's been clean 7 years.
It's life and death, like you will die if you don't get it this time.
Good morning, Jason. How are you?
Jason walked through the doors of Recovery Centers of America, or RCA, with multiple drugs in his system. He was visibly uncomfortable as he turned over the pills he had stashed in his backpack, but said he was determined to get clean.
If I want a family, I'm gonna have to realize I cannot use heroin. Like, there's no functioning heroin addict. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to want a family and a job and a life more than I want to use heroin.
During 4 weeks at RCA, Jason was slowly weaned off opioids.
Good. All right, Brett.
Replaced by physical activities and various forms of therapy.
I'm never gonna overdose. My brother won't overdose.
The program at RCA usually costs $25,000, but his friend Mike Duggan partnered with the Arlington, Massachusetts Police Department to get him into RCA on scholarship. But for many people, finding help isn't easy.
So I'm trying to get into a detox.
People like Jason's brother, Andrew, who is also a heroin addict.
I'm calling to see if there's any male detox beds available.
While Jason was in rehab, we found Andrew dialing to get in to any place,
Please leave your name, number, and a brief message.
anywhere for detox,
Why they never pick up?
with no luck.
This is red.
And between calls, he continued to shoot up. In Massachusetts, it takes an average of 19 days before an addict can actually start a rehab program. Sometimes it can take up to 10 weeks. So as the heroin epidemic intensifies across the country,
Put your hands on the steering wheel. Do it now.
police are dealing with more and more heroin users on the street.
What do you got? Needles.
Even for those who choose detox, which lasts about a week, further treatment is almost always needed. And that's another weight. About 50,000 people go to detox each year in Massachusetts, but there are only 3,000 public beds for next step treatment.
So that means that even if you want it and you will do anything possible to transition to the next step in your program, there's no guarantee there's going to be a spot available for you. So I've worked with...
Also, some people go through detox and then
they're
have to
sent
leave.
home.
That's what happened to Jason's brother, Andrew. He finally found a bed for a week of detox, but could not find a follow-up facility. Back on the street, he was back on heroin.
He's running around Boston getting high again, so...
Jason was distraught when he heard the news.
Can you, stop the camera for a second?
The U.S. government has approved $94 million in extra funding for addiction treatment across 45 states. In our next segment, we'll update you on Jason's progress out of rehab. Josh?
Marco, this story gets no easier to watch, but it is vital reporting that you and Jonathan have done. Thank you for it.
Thank you.
And we've posted more about Jason's journey and places to find help for addiction on our website at cbsnews.com.